Today I'm so excited to share to you another book. We're gonna read from this book, Health and Home. So actually this is a compilation of, it's a hardbound, and it's a compilation of 6 issues, year-round issues of the Health and Home magazine or journal. So I'm so excited to share to you this literature. I was once a literature evangelist, I and my husband, but then right now we're not that active. But we do subscribe yearly, and actually this is my latest book, 2022 2022 issue of Health and Home. I'm yet to read this one. I've not read this one yet, but I know and I believe there will be a lot of things that I'll learn from this book later on. And but for today, we are gonna feature this issue. This is 2010 issue. I think this is my second book, the second book that I bought. So I started collecting Health and a Home series when I started as a teacher, and unfortunately I lost one book. I was so brokenhearted at the time. I don't know what happened. I think it was borrowed and not returned, but I believe that book will become or had become a blessing to that person. Anyway, so I'll be sharing to you an article here entitled Shrinking the Emotional Giants by Kay Kuzma. It's very nice. This is in January, February issue 2010. Negative emotions are the biggest single factor that threatens the safe delivery of the unconditional acceptance message. When you're boiling inside, you can't care for others' needs with a type of tenderness that communicates love. When you hate the things a person is doing and feel persecuted and used, it's impossible to treat that person with respect. How can you forgive when you're harboring resentment, bitterness, and revenge, right? If you're so angry with the person, if you feel mistreated, of course, our natural tendency is to again to get back to that person, to take revenge. You know, negative emotions are the underlying cause of your inability to control your anger. So if you want to be skilled in filling love cups, it's important to learn how to handle emotional giants. So we're talking about emotional giants here. Those negative emotions in your life. You don't have to be a giant killer. Just learn how to cut them down to size so problems can be solved in a rational manner. Negative emotions serve a very important function. When you are in danger, your reflex response is fear. It prepares you to flee, to fight, or to avoid greater danger. When someone mistreats you, anger is the emotion that may motivate you to a solution. When you have wronged someone, guilt helps you say, I'm sorry, or seeks restitution. But when you ignore negative emotions, they grow out of proportion and become like giants, controlling you, causing you or others to feel demeaned, hurt, or shameful. So it is said here that actually negative emotion is not negative at all. Um, could be good, could be positive in a way that it will warn you, it will help you to make a solution. Like, for example, you feel angry or you feel guilty about something that you did. So if you are going to ignore that, it will build up and it will grow out of proportion and become like giants that will control you. Emotional giants can be suppressed, but they're too big to bury and keep hidden for long. They keep growing and force their way back to the surface. Sometimes they seem to break out in an explosion. Other times they surface slowly. But regardless, Negative emotions not expressed in words usually end up being negative emotions expressed in actions guaranteed to hurt others. Sige, diri that if we're going to suppress, permi na itong itago, permi na itong di na to ipakita ang kini nga mga emotional giants. Of course, they're giants. We cannot handle them. Dako ra kay sila para ato ra perming matago. So, later on, mubutog na siya, explode na siya. And, what's worse, ganyan din, no? Ang negative emotion, nga dili nimo ma-express in words, usually end up being negative emotion expressed in actions nga wala guaranteed to hurt others. Makasakit na kay kuan naman ibuto na good. Here's a small example of a giant emotion. So there again, imagine that your husband fails to kiss you before leaving for work. You feel unhappy and hurt as you watch him get into the car and back down to the driveway, but you say nothing, you do nothing. As the day wears on, you remember that he didn't kiss you the day before. You grumble to yourself, what's happening to our marriage? He's beginning to take me for granted. He doesn't need a wife. All he needs is a servant to fix his supper and mend his socks. Your hurt feeling grows. You usually call him at lunch, but not today. Let him call you. Noon comes and goes, and no call. You're getting furious. How can he treat me like this? You ask. If this is all the attention he gives me, I'll show him. I won't even cook supper tonight. What's happening? An inconsequential event has mushroomed into an ugly giant filled with unhappiness, hurt, anger, and revenge. Finally, you decide to withdraw. In your anger, you choose not to be home when he arrives. You go out and squander his paycheck, buying things for yourself. It serves him right. You say, maybe this will teach him he can't take me for granted. When a person feels taken advantage of, hurt, or used, the natural tendency is revenge. Diba? O wala lang ka nakisan. Bana. O wala lang ka napansin. Grabe na mo. Kana. Grabe na kumuhang imagination. So, nakay ka na. Imo pa itong mura pa itong ginagmay pa to. Then later on, ma-reminded ka. Mura ko lang po niya gipansin. Wala mo po niya gitake for granted. Siya rin ka mo. Kaya pa na ako siya i-take for granted. So, wala. Paraan nga story no nga. Wala. Sa una, imbis sweet kay ka. Manawag ka niya. Wala na po ganipansin niya. Nanimausad ka. And then, dire nga. Di ko magluto para niya. Kung saan mo ko niya, tigluto ako niya. Kung ano ko si Masinina. So, sabi niyo ba, shopping ka dito. Tanan, magigasog kasi yung kwarta. So, actually, daghan na kayo ang mga murag nag-web na siya ba. So, wala na kang tawag niya. Imo pa dyan giwaldas ang kwarta, wala ka nagluto, pag-uli niya. Wala ka niya, pag-abot niya. So, daghan na kayo ang mga events nga ni-follow or mga consequences na nahitabo or na nahimo tungod lang sa inyong kanang negative emotion nga inyong mga gipadako. So wala ka gibuhat para ma-correct or para ma-express nimo siya. So in return, nagplano ka or naghimo ka o pagpanimos. Why? Because we've all experienced that feeling of wanting to get back at someone who's wronged us. I just hope you never sort of wronged us. Revenge comes without thinking. A spontaneous act to treat others as we have been treated. But that's not scriptural. The golden rule is to treat others as we would like to be treated, not as we have been treated. Negative emotions might be considered positive for about 30 seconds. That's enough time to realize you're experiencing an uncomfortable feeling and choose to do something about it so it won't continue to grow. So, ngayon na balikan na to ha. Sa golden rule, treat others as we would like to be treated, not as we have been treated. Ato nga buhaton sa uban kung unsay butang nga gusto natong do unto others as you would like others do unto you, di ba? Buhaton nato sa uban kung unsay atong gustong buhaton to nila nato, di kay buhaton nato sa uban kung unsay ilang gibuhat nato. Then kaning negative emotion could be considered positive for seconds only, for 30 seconds. That's enough time na makarealize ka that it's uncomfortable and you need to do something about it. What should you do if your husband forgets to kiss you? Perhaps you can dash out of the house and run down the driveway calling, "Honey, give me a kiss. I'm going to feel hurt without a proper farewell." Almost surely he would stop the car, come back, and give you a memorable kiss. Even a better one than the average. Why? Because the neighbors are watching? No, because you chose to communicate how you were feeling and made him aware of your empty cup. Your willingness to share gave him the opportunity to respond in love and fill you up. There are other ways of letting a spouse know you're empty. If sprinting down driveways isn't your style, perhaps you could call him at work and tell him you'll take a long distance kiss over the phone in expectation of the real thing when he gets home. Or a simple note to put with his stack of mail saying, "Roses are red, violets are blue. This morning I missed my goodbye kiss from you." The simple fact is, doing something immediately about a negative emotion frees you from struggling with a growing giant. You need to learn how to shrink the emotional giants in your life and in the lives of your loved ones. It's a must. Consistent, loving communication with your family and friends depends on it. There are 3 major giant shrinking techniques that are important to master. The "I feel" statement to shrink the potential negative emotional giant in your own life. The "you feel" statement when someone else's giant needs shrinking. And in tense situations, try warm fuzzies. Okay, this will be for the next episode, for the next issue that we're going to continue reading soon. Okay, so this one, the "I feel" statement. Kung naku na yung mga events or mga situations na nasakitan ka or nagkaaway bang mo diha sa mga loved ones, di ko na kami, ikaw manggod, ana, ang improbaton, you use the I statement ka na. Ako baya, nasakitan baya ako sa mga gibuhat. I feel, ang ato ko nga i-major, ang ato ko i-highlight, ang ato ko feeling. Dili ko ang kung unsa iyang sayo. Isang pagka, I feel sad, yapon sa imong resulti. I feel discouraged sa akong nakita, sa akong hibaw kuno kay ikaw nag-story kay na mura kung tarong sakit kay imong sinutian na dili ka sa I feel state. So I think that would be all for today, and I hope that you like it, you love also the book. Okay, it's really important to have books. They're really sources of inspiration, sources of wisdom. So of course dili gid siya mo overpower sa Bible, which is our life book, yun na, as Christians, our ultimate source of God's wisdom. But then, makatabang yapon na siya as we grow spiritually and as Christians, as we continue to interact with our fellow men, with our brethren, with our family and friends. Daghan kay ma-learn, and then daghan pa ni siya og mga references from the Bible nga mas mag-guided kita, i-align kita spiritually. Thank you so much for watching. That will be all. God bless. Stay blessed.